In the first part of this section, we will be learning all about uploading images with the Multer package. And in this particular video, we will start implementing image uploads for user photos. But before we start, let's do some quick cleanup here and get rid of this constant output of the cookies that we have here. So that's somewhere down here, and so that's much better. Now we're going to be working on uploading user photos. And let's open up here the user routes. All right. So Multer is a very popular middleware to handle multi-part form data, which is a form encoding that's used to upload files from a form. So remember how in the last section we used an URL encoded form in order to update user data. And for that, we also had to include a special middleware. And so Multer is basically a middleware for multi-part form data. And now here is what we're going to do. We will allow the user to upload a photo on the update me route. And so instead of just being able to update email and photo, users will then also be able to upload their user photos. So once more, let's start by installing the package that we need. And actually, let's create a new terminal window here. And so npm install Multer. All right. And here we see that we're on Multer 1.4.1. And so again, in case you run into any trouble with this package, please just make sure that you install the same version as I'm using here. All right. So let's include that here. So Multer require Multer. So easy. And now we need to configure a so-called Multer upload and then use it. And let's do that right here at the beginning. And let's call it upload. And we call the Multer function that we just included before, and then pass in an object for some options. And for now, the only option that we're going to specify is the destination. And I'm going to set it to public /image/users. All right. And so that is exactly the folder where we want to save all the images that are being uploaded. So that's here, public image and users, such as all the images for all the users that we already have in our database. Right? And of course, we can configure this in a much more complex way. And we're going to be doing that in the next lecture. But for now, I really want you to just introduce to this package. And by the way, we could actually just have called the Multer function without any options in there, so without this here, and then the uploaded image would simply be stored in memory and not saved anywhere to the disk. But of course, at this point, that's not what we want, and so we at least need to specify this destination option. And with this, our file is then really uploaded into a directory in our file system. And I mentioned this before, but let's just make really sure that we're on the same page about this, which is that, of course, images are not directly uploaded into the database. We just upload them into our file system, and then in the database, we put a link, basically, to that image. So in this case, in each user document, we will have the name of the uploaded file. Okay? Now, again, we're not doing that in this video, but we will do a bit later. For now, let's just make this work. Anyway, what we need to do now is to use this upload here to really create a middleware function that we can put here into the update me route. So here. And it works like this. So upload.single, and it's single because here we only want to update one single image. And then here into single, we pass the name of the field that is going to hold the image to upload. And so that will be photo. Okay? And with field, I mean the field in the form that is going to be uploading the image. All right? Makes sense? So again, we included the Multer package, and then with that, we created an upload. And this upload is just to define a couple of settings, where in this example, we only define the destination. Then we use that upload to create a new middleware that we can then add to the stack of the route that we want to use to upload the file. So for that, we say upload.single, because we only have one single file. And then finally, we specify the name of the field that is going to hold this file. Okay? And so this middleware will then take care of taking the file and basically copying it to the destination that we specified. And then after that, of course, it will call the next middleware in the stack, which is update me. Also, this middleware here will put the file, or at least some information about the file, on the request object. And so let's actually take a look at that. So let's go to the update me handler function. So right here, and right here at the beginning, let's say console.log rec.file. All right. And also I want to take a look at the body. Great. And so with this, we're now actually ready to test this. And for now, we will be testing it in Postman, but of course later on, we will also add this functionality to the form. All right. So let's go to Postman here and to update me. So basically to update the current user. And the user that I want to update is called Leo. So let's get him here from Compass. Or actually, I think that's not even necessary, because in our login, we already have this kind of email address, and his email is leo@example.com, and the password is always the same. And so we, of course, first need to log in as a user. And so now let's go ahead and then update the user. So in the body, we have the name and the role. So let's only update, let's say, the name here. So the current name is Leo Gillespie or Gillespie. I'm not sure how to say that. Let's just add something here in the middle. Okay. And now, finally, we specify the photo property. Or actually, we should not do it like this, but instead, we should go here to form data. Okay? Because this is the way how we can send multi-part form data. All right? So let's copy just this name here, and its name. All right. So here, the key is name, and then the value is this one. Next up, we then finally specify the photo field. And then here, we can actually specify what we want. And so instead of text, which is the default, we can specify file. And then here, we can select the file that we want to upload. So that file, that image, is here in our dev data again, then in image, and then here the image of Leo. And so that's why I chose this user. Okay, so click open, and now I think we're ready to send that request. All right, we were successful. And of course, as I said before, the photo did obviously not update here in the database output, because that's for the next lecture. For now, we just want to really upload this image to that folder that we specified. All right. Now let's also take a look here at our output. And so here we have request.file, which is this one. And so we get all kinds of information about it. So the original name, its destination that we specified, the new file name here, and also the size. Okay, so that is request.file. And then remember, we also logged the body. And so the body is now only the name. All right. So our body parser is not really able to handle files. And so that's why the file is not showing up in the body at all. And of course, that is the whole reason why we actually need the Multer package. Anyway, let's now take a look at our folder. And so here we have image, users, and then somewhere here should be the image that we just uploaded. But I can't really see it here. Let's update. And indeed, here it is. So if we click it now, we cannot really see it because, as you can see here, it doesn't even have an extension. Okay, and so that's why we cannot really open it at this point. So the file really showed up here in our folder, and so we have the upload actually working. Well, at least kind of. But we're not really where we want it, right? So we want to give it a better file name, And we also want to reorganize this code that we have at this point a little bit. And so let's do that in the next video.